Hello there. That's right. It's that time again. It's the good news. Well, that is right. Thank you for joining me for the good news. GN². So glad you could join me where I'm going to try to put a smile on your face because you know what? The regular news is just a drag, right? Before we get started, if you would, please click on the little icon that's right there in that corner. I believe it's in that corner. It's in that corner. Please take a moment to click on that icon, subscribe to the channel, follow me because it's free. I mean, 70% of the people that are watching these videos are not subscribed, so why not just do it? Just subscribe. You're already watching? What the heck? All right, enough of that. Let's get into it. Story number one. Number one, baby. Woo! Okay, so story number one comes to us from Henrico County, Virginia. Police officers helped an anonymous donor distribute nearly 30 meals for Thanksgiving. They dropped off turkey and all the fixings for the Carrington Hills subdivision area. The anonymous donors recruited the police to help distribute all the meals. Lieutenant Colonel Linda Toney said this is what the holidays are all about. She went on to say that the donor clearly understands the relationship between the community and the police, and they are extremely grateful for that. According to the department's website, the officers strive to treat everyone with fairness, respect, and compassion, and this goes right along with that. Here are some photos shared in a tweet showing officers handing out the donated food to the community. The tweet is quoted as saying, "Today's a beautiful day to be handing out some turkeys."
Save the neck for me, Clark.
Okay, Eddie.
They also went on to thank the generous family that donated the food and donations. I think here's another example of articles that just don't get generally shared on the mainstream media. These are things that really should be put out there. It just seems that, unfortunately, our police get too much negative press out there. You guys deserve all the respect in the world. I know, and the majority of us know, that those folks that work in the police departments and sheriff's departments and law enforcement in general, most of us understand that you guys are trying to do the best you can. It's a shame that the media wants to present you in a negative light. So, that's why I'm happy to share stories like this, to shine a light on the real things, the true things that are actually going on behind the scenes. These are things, and this is the reason why I like sharing the good news, because things like this need to be shown. They need to be shared. A light needs to be shone on good, positive things like this that our law enforcement is doing. They don't get enough credit for it, and I stand by that. Bottom line, you guys are great. Respect you, and thank you for all that you do. Okay, good stuff. Starting off right, baby. So let's move on to story number two. Woo! Okay, so story number two comes out of Indiana, where a FedEx driver gives away a basketball hoop to a young man as an act of kindness. So earlier in the month, a FedEx driver by the name of Aubrey gave away the basketball hoop to a young man by the name of Elijah from New Trenton, Indiana. According to the Facebook posting by his mom, his current basketball hoop was in pretty bad shape. So Aubrey had clearly noticed the condition of the basketball goal. Although it was usable, it was in very poor condition. So Aubrey left the new basketball goal in the yard, in the front yard. Initially, the parents did not notice the basketball goal until they walked up on the front porch and noticed the instruction manual along with a note from Aubrey. Elijah's mother made a post on Facebook about it, and here's what it reads. "I'm really not sure where to begin. Dan and I came home from working. I didn't even see a new basketball hoop for Elijah in the yard. I just thought it was his regular hoop, which was in really rough shape but still usable. As I walked up on the front porch, I noticed the ball and the instruction manual to the hoop. I didn't know where either came from. I came in, I sat down, and I started to read the 2 letters attached. I instantly started crying. Come to find out, a random act of kindness had happened at our home. I finally read the small print in the corner, wondering who Aubrey was. I then realized that it was our female FedEx truck driver that delivers in our area. She has come around here when Eli and his friends would be playing basketball, or Dan and I out shooting some hoops with him. She saw Eli cutting the grass one day, told us it was awesome to start them young. Elijah did not know until he came home from his dad's. We kept this a secret. We showed him and told him who it came from. He knew exactly who Aubrey was. He started crying. Instantly, he was ready to play some basketball, needless to say. LOL. What an awesome, amazing thing that she did for him out of pure kindness. There are very much still good people in this world. I'm going to have Elijah write a letter and get her a thank you card for the next time that we see her come through. Thank you, Aubrey. You made his day. Can't wait to see you come through. I owe you a world of thanks. Update. She's awesome. Came through yesterday to sandbags to put on the base. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. God bless you, Aubrey. I mean, that's just outstanding. You know, if everybody would just stop thinking about themselves, start thinking more about others, you know, one act of kindness a day goes a long way, right? Think about that as we roll into the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. You know, we should be doing this all year round, but especially this time of year, you just don't know what people are going through. And one simple thing, one simple act of kindness can lift someone's heart. So, great story. This fits right into the good news narrative. So, hope you enjoyed that story. Well, let's move on to story number 3. Number 3, baby! 3! Okay, so story number 3 comes from my old stomping grounds. Washington State. Federal Way, Washington, to be exact. A new Hallmark movie was inspired by a couple's story. The name of the movie is A Godwink Christmas, and it's inspired by Pat and Marjorie Godfrey. As the story goes, in the late 1970s, Pat Godfrey was going through a second divorce and a number of other issues, fighting over custody of his kids and battling alcoholism. He had pretty much given up on love. One night he was going through some old photo albums with his mother and came across some photos of him and his on-again, off-again sweetheart, high school sweetheart, Marjorie. She was a cheerleader and he played basketball. He's quoted as saying, the first day he'd met Marjorie in the 7th grade, it was the end. So they had lost contact after graduation from high school, with Marjorie moving away to New Mexico and Pat moving to Hawaii. Pat recalls asking his mother, why couldn't I have married Marjorie in the first place? So after about 15 years, Pat felt like he could locate her, he could try to find her. So he picked up the phone book and started calling everyone with her maiden last name and came up short. He couldn't find anyone that was related to her. So the next morning, Pat got an overwhelming feeling of taking a different route to work. This route would actually take him about 45 minutes out of the way as compared to his normal route. As he pulled up to an intersection, a tan-colored van pulled up next to him, honking the horn. When he looked over at the woman in the van, she lifted her dark glasses up and he noticed that it was Marjorie.
You serious?
He said he actually started to fall apart and initially started laughing, which then moved into crying, and then eventually came back to the laughing part. So they pulled into a nearby parking lot where they took some short time to get caught up, exchanged phone numbers. The short story is 2 years later they were married. This was 1979. A book was actually published called True Love in 1997 around the story. So the end result is that the Hallmark Channel has made a movie about it, and that makes Tammy Brock put a smile on her face. Pat is quoted as saying he believes that it inspires hope for others. He also goes on to say that eventually all the puzzle pieces of life fit together perfectly, even when you're going through those trials. So the first premiere of this movie came out November 22nd on the Hallmark Channel, if you're interested. So there you go. Okay, so that's it for story number 3. I hope you enjoyed that story. Very uplifting. I hope you enjoyed all these stories. I hope at some point you had a smile on your face throughout this video. All right, so that's it for the Good News News. GNN, GN². I really appreciate you guys watching. Hope you've enjoyed these videos. Hope you continue to watch them. Hope you share them with your friends. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Please comment below. And before we close out, click that little icon right there in the corner and subscribe to the channel. Again, if you're already watching the videos, why not just subscribe? It costs you nothing. Follow me because it's free. Right? I'm praying for all of you. Thank you so much for watching my videos. God bless you, and keep on smiling, baby. Keep on smiling! Yeah! Woo!